And we're live. So this is our webinar jam, new webinar jam, test of streaming live to Facebook. So what we're doing is just we're running a quick little test here as part of our Go Live Every Day in August video challenge. We are testing out various software, various tools and resources. And tonight, on day 19 of the Go Live Every Day in August video challenge, we are looking at the new webinar jam, which now allows you, let's see if there's anything going on Facebook here, which now allows you to go live. Hi, Kate. I was thinking about you today. That's funny that you're here. So the new webinar jam allows you to go live from Webinar Jam to Facebook or to YouTube or just to do a webinar. So you can do private webinars like you've always done, or you can do Facebook Lives using Webinar Jam. You can do YouTube Lives using Webinar Jam. You can do the usual screen sharing. You can invite other presenters. You can have up to 6 people on screen, which is kind of cool. They've got a neat little whiteboard function, so you can draw happy faces and stuff. How is that? My art skills are really awesome, as you can tell. So yeah, whiteboard and screen share and a free version webinar jam. I don't even know if they have a trial, April, to be honest, because I've just been using Webinar Jam forever. But recently, you know, when Google Hangouts started to go south, I how do I get rid of my whiteboard? I kind of gave up on Webinar Jam, to be honest. It's possible that, yeah, the audio and video may not be in sync. You know, we're just trying to figure it out here. Doug, hey, Doug. And Elaine, how you doing? April, I don't think there's a trial for Webinar Jam. I'm not sure, but I've been a Webinar Jam user since, well, for a really, really long time. And frankly, I stopped using it for a long time because I was using Zoom or Be Live or Facebook Live or Ecamm and sort of hobbling together, you know, whatever I could. But I just purchased. Thank you, Philip. So I just purchased the upgrade for Webinar Jam because I was already a Webinar Jam member because, well, mostly because you can use it to broadcast live to Facebook like I'm doing here. And you can use it to broadcast to YouTube, or you can use it just as a regular webinar, a private webinar, public webinar, paid webinar. And you can do all the things that you can do with Webinar Jam, but now you've got that added functionality of being able to go live to Facebook, which is kind of cool. Philip's asking if we can limit the broadcast to a specific group or Facebook page. From what I see in their Facebook group, because somebody asked that today, you will be able to do that. Like when I set this up, maybe I can show you on a screen share, but I could have sent it to a specific group or to my profile page or to my business page. So I believe you can do that. I'm going to try to do something here and share my screen and go to Webinar Jam. So this is the sales page, obviously, but if I go to, I'm hoping you can see this. This is the registration page. Obviously, the countdown says 0 because we're live. And where is my setup page? Here it is. So basically, when I go to set up the webinar and when I go to go live on Facebook, I have the option of going to either my regular page or my profile or business page. From what I can see here, hopefully you can see my screen. Oh my gosh, there's this. I did the mirror effect. Sorry. So anyway, you set up your configuration. It's pretty much like the old one, except that you have a lot more flexibility. So you can set up the number of presenters, you know, do all the usual stuff. You can add presenters. And then when it says configure the webinar provider, you can see, if you can still see my screen, hopefully, you can either use Jamcast, which is like the regular webinar, which is their own software that they built, no longer dependent on Google Hangouts. You can go to YouTube Live directly, or you can go to Facebook Live, which is what I chose to do for this one. So I connected my Facebook account, it was just one click, and then I can make it visible to me or my friends or to everyone, so it's public. Or I can say publish to my Facebook wall or profile or to a Facebook page. So Philip, I think that answers your question, that I can go to a specific page like my business page. I don't know if I can go in a group, but I believe that's coming. So obviously I'm just going to leave it the way it is because I don't want to mess it up. So that's how you do all that stuff, and then you just kind of confirm each step. Hopefully I won't mess up my thing by doing one on top of it here. And then, you know, it's got all the usual stuff. You can schedule it for one time, for repeating times. You've got all of your registration pages that you can choose from. So they give you all kinds of different templates that are pretty much pre-made. So you just, it'll automatically populate the information. So you can pick out your registration page, which I did. You can decide which form fields you want people to enter, phone number, etc. You can charge to for people to attend. You can password protect it if it's just for a group or a membership. You can obviously set up all the email notifications, which is, you know, again, one of the great things about Webinar Jam as opposed to Zoom is it's start to finish, front end to back end, you know, registration to replay to everything, which is one of the nicer things about, you know, one of the things I kind of missed when I wasn't using Webinar Jam. Obviously, you can integrate it with Aweber, Infusionsoft, Drip, ConvertKit, MailChimp, GetResponse, Zapier, Entreport, etc. I'm using Infusionsoft. You can add third-party tracking systems. I don't know what that does, so I leave it alone. You now have a choice of several thank you pages. After people register for the webinar, they can go to a thank you page. Some of them have video. I like to have a thank you video on my thank you page because it encourages more attendees. And you can auto subscribe people to future webinars. You can survey your registrants on the thank you page. You can also survey them within the broadcast. You've got a countdown page here. Now you have several choices for countdown pages. You've got webinar polls, webinar offers, video injections, so you can play videos, you can share files, and you can show slides. So now, you couldn't do this before, now you can upload a PowerPoint into Webinar Jam and show your slides right from here. So that's kind of cool. And then, of course, you've got the replay, which you can do a replica replay or a video or redirect to a URL. You can set the expiration for the replay. You can allow users to ask questions during the replay. And that's it. So it's just more feature-rich and I think more user-friendly. I mean, it's really easy to set up. And that was they have a quicker setup. That was the custom setup. So you can see you can either do the express configuration, which is really fast, or the full configuration, which takes about 10 minutes. Let me try at least to go back to my screen, turn screen share off. And there we are. And now I can see the questions again. Yay. So let's see. Yes. I think I saw in their Facebook group that they will have the opportunity to broadcast into Facebook groups. Otherwise, what I usually do on Facebook Live is I usually go on my main profile page and then share it to my group. Hi, Teresa. Roy and April, the dynamic duo, both here. That's awesome. Good to see you guys. I'm looking at the chat. That's why I'm not looking at the screen. are you in a mode where I can bring someone on screen for this broadcast? I believe so. But I would have to have their email address, I think. So if you want to jump on, give me your email address and I'll try and invite you and see if it works. Elaine had another good question. If we can add a lower third or overlay to my screen. I'm looking. You should be able to, but I don't see that. I don't see an obvious place where you do that. I wonder if I had come in on Manycam or Ecamm, if that would have made it easier to add lower thirds and stuff like that. Here's my whiteboard. I guess I could probably do it with a whiteboard, maybe. I don't know, because I can change the transparency. No, I don't think so. All right, well, that's a good question, Elaine, and we'll have to figure that out, because I like to have lower thirds, and that's one of the really best cool things about BeLive.tv, obviously, is that you get the viewer questions coming up right on screen, and you get the lower thirds and all that good stuff. Let me try to see, for fun, if I can, in fact, invite Elaine and see what happens. I'm going to put your email address in here. And then it says invite. We'll see, Elaine. You might be sharing the screen with me in a couple minutes if you are brave enough to do so. And yes, I am looking a little scruffy because I have decided as a protest that my wife hasn't come home for a month. She's been in California. I'm not shaving till she comes home, but she's coming home tomorrow, I believe, if she gets on that plane tonight. Taking the red eye from LAX to BOS. We shall see. So Elaine, I don't know. I did the invite new presenter, but I may have had to configure it beforehand, and I didn't. But we'll see. I mean, if you get an invitation that says jump on this webinar, then we'll see what happens. I can go in the chat, obviously. I can add stuff to the chat. I can pull in videos. I can pull in slide presentations. I've got the chat. What else can I do? I don't know, like in the normal webinar jam, I can add offers right to the webinar. I don't know if I can do that in the Facebook piece. Maybe not. Because, again, when you're going from Webinar Jam to Facebook Live, I think you have some limitations with what you can do. On a normal Webinar Jam webinar, you can configure offers. Elaine says she didn't get the email. What is up with that? Well, this is why we test. This is why we do these things. We shall see. I'll send it again just in case. And we'll see what happens. So I know I can share my screen. That's pretty cool. I know I can do the whiteboard, which you don't want to see because I am a really, really bad artiste. I can pretty much draw a smiley face, and that's about it. That's really bad. So yeah, you don't want the whiteboard stuff, but I guess it could serve its purposes, I suppose. I can make a nicer circle that way and a nicer square. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of that, and now we're back. Yeah, I don't know. It's really, hi, Layla. Leela Bryan is with us. Awesome. You know, doing Facebook Live through Webinar Jam, I think, and I could be wrong, I'm going to have to go back to my screen, I think I would have had to configure that in advance to allow guests to come in, because I saw that during the setup somewhere. So I don't know if you can just bring people in on the fly. I don't see the ability to do that, really. But, you know, that's why we're playing with it here. That's why we're checking it out. So, and then the other thing that's weird is, like, usually in Webinar Jam, I can see the number of attendees. In Facebook Live, I can't see that from Webinar Jam. But again, if I went to my Facebook, that's not showing up on my page yet. That's weird. See, I have my Groovy dual stand here with my iPad and my iPhone. One of my next tricks will be going live on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the same time. April says of all these platforms feel the same to me. Blue Jeans, I haven't tried yet. Webinar Jam, Zoom. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, ultimately, it's just about connecting and, broadcasting, and hopefully, Elaine says she got the invite, so we'll see how that works. So yeah, I mean, it's really more just about the tools of the tools. Really, it's just more about, making the connections and getting your message out and engaging and being able to share your message. So whether you do that with BeLive.tv or Zoom or Webinar Jam, it's really just a matter of personal preference. I mean, Webinar Jam is definitely higher end in terms of being able to do a lot of stuff. Webinars, paid webinars, replays, registrations, all that stuff. So again, if I was going to do a traditional webinar, I would typically use Webinar Jam instead of Zoom because I have the registration page, I have a thank you page, I have a countdown. Interesting. So Elaine's having a few issues getting in. I had to come in on Chrome. So again, I don't know. This is the first time I've used Webinar Jam to broadcast to Facebook Live. So we're just kind of experimenting, and it may not work this time, but we'll do it again and try it again tomorrow. I don't have too many tricks up my sleeve, Teresa, but I do what I can. Elaine is, maybe you got banned from, I don't know. No, why would they do such a thing? They would never do that to you. I could invite somebody else, maybe April or Roy feel brave enough to jump in. I guess in order to invite presenters, I just need a name and an email. So if anybody wants to volunteer for that, we can give it a shot. Hey, if I'm going to go on looking like this, then anybody can come on. It's Saturday. It's cash. So yeah, if you haven't used Webinar Jam lately, it is completely rebuilt from the ground up. It is no longer dependent on Hangouts. Obviously, they have their own software called Jam Session, and that allows you to do all the usual webinar stuff, password protected, private, public, and it allows you to go live to YouTube and go live to Facebook Live, which is new and different and fun. So if what I did was I had my regular Webinar Jam account. So in order to get all the new bells and whistles and fancy stuff, you upgrade. I think it was it $199 a year. I don't even know, honestly, what the regular cost is if you're coming in as a new person, but I'll have to find out. I guess I could just go to the sales page, couldn't I? And check. So if I share my screen again, and then go over to my Webinar Jam page. So they're doing this big launch. They've got, oh my God, they're going to have 6 videos. That's ambitious. And again, the big change, $39 a month, $40 a month paid annually. That's probably for everything from the ground up if you're not already a Webinar Jam user. But the ability to do webinars or Facebook live stream or YouTube live is pretty interesting. And as you can see here, and again, I'm not trying to sell Webinar Jam. I mean, I am an affiliate. I am trying to sell it ultimately, but I'm really just doing this more from experimentation. So apparently you can have 6 people on screen. I don't know if you can do that with Facebook, though. It says invite other people, but it didn't work for Elaine. Obviously, you've got the chat, raise hand, moderate, ban, private messages, Q&A. You can add presenters. Now, this is in in Webinar Jam, not in Facebook Live, in the Facebook Live piece, but apparently from a webinar, you can pull people right off of the participant side to be a presenter. Looks like it's drag and drop. So that's kind of cool. What we'll do is we'll do another Webinar Jam, but I probably won't be able to do it to Facebook Live. But that'll be interesting if that works. Stream, send your signal, Jamcast, yada, yada, yada. You can go live immediately, or you can schedule it. I scheduled this for 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, right now. And yes, it is really easy and quick to set up, so I can attest to that. Share your screen, annotations, picture-in-picture, videos, all that stuff. Pretty fancy sales page, I must say. Playbacks and replays, obviously. Slides, that's new. PowerPoint Keynote PDF, so you can run your slide presentation. Basically, I used to just share a PDF, but now I guess you can put the slides right in here. Whiteboard, we saw that. Polls, offers, that's kind of cool. That's always been a great feature of Webinar Jam, the ability to run an offer right on the page at the same time as the webinar. You can do scarcity in the offers. All kinds of registration pages, thank you pages, replay pages. So yeah, pretty cool. So far, so good, except for being able to pull people in live from Facebook. Hold on a second. Let's go back so I can see what's what here. Oh, sorry. Every time I share the screen, I get that. All right. So, oh, look, more comments that I wasn't scrolling for. All right. So, April says, do you have to come in via phone or can you do it from desktop? That's a good question. I think I did it from desktop, so I'm assuming it's actually probably easier to come in from desktop. Nancy says, aren't there name and email address on the registration? Well, for this, because it was a Facebook Live, I didn't really make people register. You could have. I did have a registration link, but people just come in, so I don't have name and email address of anybody that just came in through Facebook, which is okay. Let me see if we can copy and paste this thing and invite April and then see if that might work. All right, April, brave soul that you are, I will send you an invite and we'll try it again. We tried with Elaine, but it didn't quite work. We'll try it again. Okay, so Elaine says she's watching this via Webinar Jam on Facebook because she registered. So you can register, and you can make it. Trying to think. Sorry, thinking out loud. Don't do that. Don't think and do a webinar at the same time. It's too complicated. So we'll see if the invitation to April works. And we'll continue to answer questions. I have to pull up Facebook here and see if it's playing live on my page or not. Da, da, da. I don't see it, but I don't know. It's the iPad, so anything's possible. Oops, what did I do? Sorry to turn my back on the broadcast. I'm just playing with my iPad at the same time. So, so I'm broadcasting Facebook Live to my personal profile. And then once I'm done, I will share it to the Go Live Every Day in August group. So that's it. We'll give it another couple minutes to see if we can get April in. Like I say, it's probably user error. It's probably because I would have had to configure that ahead of time. But Elaine says, it looks like viewable in Facebook Live. Oh, wait, April's here, I think. Oh my God, this might just work. I see something. There you are. Yay, it works. And there's the little guy. I can't hear you yet. Hi, buddy.
Say hi.
There we go.
It works.
You are a star.
Yay.
Yay. Awesome.
Wow. So how come it didn't work for Elaine?
Because Elaine's a troublemaker. She's a troublemaker. They knew if she came on, it would be trouble. I don't know why it didn't work for Elaine. I'm just teasing.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. It just had me install the extension and
wow.
Tested my audio and video, and here I am.
April 2.0, ladies and gentlemen, or as I like to call her, Wonder Woman. So,
yay!
Yeah, Elaine would laugh. Elaine says she'd laugh too much. So, can you see the chat too, or can you?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's working. That's great. So, I guess if you're doing Facebook Live from Webinar Jam, you can invite somebody in. What do you know? I do have, April, I have a little button that says eject presenters.
So what are you trying to say?
I'm going to eject April if she needs. So you guys having a good Saturday?
Yeah, exciting stuff. We went to lunch and we went to do food shopping. Yay.
How come you're always camera ready? I'm never camera ready.
I'm not camera ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's Rocco?
That's a good question. Oh,
Do you want to see Rocco? You're heavy. You say hi to everybody. Look. Look.
Rocco. Rocco.
Oh, he's so cute.
Rocco had a bath today. We went to the pet store and we took a big bath. Wasn't that fun? No,
he's so shiny.
He's mad at me.
Aww.
Come on, it wasn't that bad, Rocco.
Do you see Rocco? We used to have a big old Great Dane, so really? Rocco's like an aunt to him.
Yeah, he's a little guy. All right, Rocco, you can go back to doing whatever you were doing, Rocco. Sleeping. So awesome. Roy's here. So that's cool. So yeah, I just wanted to try Webinar Jam to see if it did what it said it could do.
I want to see what is. Oh, it looks good on Facebook too.
And it said it could go directly to Facebook Live. So there we go. I mean, I missed the Be Live. Like I don't have the ability to add lower third, or at least I don't see that anywhere. So
we feel naked without on-screen comments and lower thirds, right?
I know. That means that's everything. Like I have to read Elaine saying, "Oh, Rocco."
Is Rocco from Morocco?
Rocco went right back to sleep. Rocco's from he's a rescue product from Albany, New York.
There you go. You're noisy.
So, yeah, it's working. I don't believe it. Well, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be.
I know. It's too bad we couldn't have like 4 other people, and then we could really see if we could break it.
I think we probably could, but I'm afraid to. I'm afraid to push it because it says invite new presenters, so I could probably have up to 6.
Wow.
Crazy. So we'll try that when I get a little bit more confident with it.
He's going to test the eject button to see if it works.
I will not.
All right.
Says, can you broadcast a chat comment lower third info? I don't see where to do the lower third yet. I mean, I can do screen share. So if I do screen share now, does that mean it'll take over the whole screen or just my half? Oh, it takes over the whole screen. Okay, we don't want that then. So, that's the whiteboard. Okay, that works. So, yeah, the only downside I really see is, are you doing can you do the whiteboard too? Oh, cool. That's neat. Yeah, I just don't see how to do like lower thirds or comments, but maybe that'll come later. Okay, Awesome. Well, I appreciate you experimenting with me.
Thank you for having us on.
Good to see you both.
Say bye-bye.
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up too pretty soon. Bye, you guys.
Morgan, say bye. Say bye. TV, you know.
Bye. I know, everybody's a little camera shy at first.
Bye.
Marla says, bye. What I meant was type your name. I mean, I can type in the chat, but it doesn't come up on screen. Type your name in the chat and broadcast that in the sidebar. I can try it. So yeah, so lots of cool things you can do with the new Webinar Jam going to Facebook Live. And I'll do this again tomorrow or Monday, maybe in a different configuration, or maybe trying to get more people on, or just seeing how it goes. But I really just wanted to kind of run it through its paces, especially, you know, I'm promoting Webinar Jam as an affiliate, and, you know, if I want to feel comfortable promoting it, I want to make sure it actually works and does what it says it's supposed to do. And so far, it seems to be delivering on its promises. So far, so good. And Elaine says, dissolve that fear, Lou. Beaming you to dissolve your fear. Yeah, you know, I don't like being on camera. So, yeah, when you upgrade, or if you upgrade to the new Webinar Jam, you then have the ability to either do a regular webinar like you've always done with a few extra bells and whistles, plus have 6 people on screen if you ever wanted that, or go straight to YouTube from Webinar Jam, or go straight to Facebook Live from Webinar Jam, which is what we're doing now. So we had April, we tried to have Elaine, we had Rocco. I don't know what more you could possibly want from a Saturday night. So I'm going to wrap it up and get going while the getting's good. And this is, by the way, my official day 19 go live every day in August video for today. So have an awesome weekend. Thank you for playing along. Thanks for being here. We'll do it again soon, and have a great rest of the weekend. Bye for now.